tired of you hearing these things on Instagram. Like, these are my 3 to 5 tips to be able to make sure that your life gets a whole hell of a lot better, a whole hell of a lot faster. But none of this is really applicable to you as the creative because it's all cookie cutter. Well, it's fascinating because these are my 3+ tips and tricks that you need to know to be able to ensure the fact that you can be a high performance creative to continuously build the life that you had always imagined, all right? I've been doing this for a really long time, and I've had to go through the ringer to learn the valuable lessons the hard way. So I'm going to do my darndest to give you every tip and every trick easily absorbable to be able to help you clear the slate and be able to start to move yourself forward and create a scalable business and a scalable lifestyle. So realistically, as predominantly tattoo artists, that's who I can speak to. I've done it for more than half my life. The biggest issue that a lot of people struggle with is the creative free flow without any boundaries in place to keep you on a singular path. Scarcity mindset, paralysis by analysis, and overthought are the biggest anchor to any creative's ability to stay the course and become super high performance and to get themselves to where they want to go, you know? So clarity is the biggest thing that we need to get control of. When we have clarity on our mission, the brand that we are, or just what it is we are going to designate this amount of time to, the better off our odds are going to be. Look at your education and creativity, all right? We were all gifted creativity at some point in time in our lives. Some of us chose to make that creativity on canvas. Some of us chose later in life to put that creativity towards skin. Some of us became musicians, writers. Hell, some of us just maintained that creativity in thought, output, communication, conversation having. The list goes on. You know, everyone on earth has a zone of genius and creativity. It's a matter of where it is they apply it. The problem is, if you don't know where you can best apply it, you're going to just lackadaisically or very messily apply that negative creativity to everything where you will get overthought, and eventually the paralysis by analysis will set in. And that is why we consistently chase our tails and feel like we're getting nowhere. So when you get clarity, you sit down, you use your imagination, and you just dream about the life that you want to lead. You give that creativity to your zones of genius, whether that is canvas, skin, photography, or all of the above. Then all of a sudden you're going to find yourself doing the actionable tasks that are going to consistently help fill your cup. But to give people the opportunity to get to know genuinely who it is you are, what it is you do, and where your passion lies in not only the creativity that you produce, but also the experience that you can provide. Because a lot of people, they minimize or they neglect the importance of the client experience or the client interaction, and they put all of their eggs in the I'm a creative basket, just assuming that that creativity is the only value that you have that the consumer sees. The reality is, your creativity is your worth. That's your internal. The value is where it is. You have your output, how you interact with people, how you draw them in, what your brand truly is. The stronger and more refined your brand is, the more valuable you become in the eyes of the people who will pay you well to do the things that you love. But we'll get more into branding in a little while. The next thing is definitely going to have to be how we structure our schedules. Structure, whether we like it or not, is one of the most valuable assets that we can have, because if not, and we allow that creativity to spiral out of control, we feel like we are working around the clock and getting nowhere. And it's simply because we don't have a way to gauge the growth in the things that we're dedicating ourselves to most sincerely and most intently. If you truly want to become a high performance creative, you are going to need structure. Here's the cool part. You can have structure and time management that will then allow you to do a million things. And obviously that's an exaggerated number, maybe 100,000 at a time, and be able to know that all of it is getting all of you when it is its turn. So my biggest superpower when it comes to my structure, my time management, is this bad boy. Now, I know a lot of people hate time blocks. A lot of people hate to be controlled by something, but we as creatives are not very good at control. We are not very good at living life by a schedule. We are not very good by having to meet expectations and metrics. Now, the thing is, that's probably why we're stuck, is because when we came into an industry like tattooing or just professional creativity, we did that to be our own bosses. But if we are our own bosses, that means we're also our own employees. And with the amount of output that you have right now, are you your best employee, or would you fire yourself for your lack of consistency and your lack of being able to utilize time management or organization? So really what has made me the most successful in all things that I do is my time management and my structure. So if you run a business that requires social media, which, let's be honest, all do at this point, then you need to be able to have your time management and know when you are going to be posting, know when you are going to be responding to DMs, know when you are going to be doing outreach to new potential clients or even prospects, or even just building relationships through communication and gratitude. Just put it into your schedule. It takes 15 minutes to do all of your social media a day if you know why you're getting on, what it is you're doing on there, and the metrics that you wish to hit. If you want to send out 5 messages to potential clients, that takes a minute and a half. If you want to do a post and you know what your schedule is going to be, you know what kind of content you're going to create, or you already have that content backed because you're organized, 45 seconds. You know, if you're going to be responding to DMs or commenting back to people or going to engage with other people's pages to be able to get that conversation rolling or start to build the relationship, another couple minutes. It's not that hard. You just need to prioritize it. If you feel like you're neglecting sitting down and creating art for you, put it into your schedule. Every single morning, I sit down and I create art for myself. Now, an hour is not a lot of time, but when you compile a lot of 1 hour windows together in the course of a week, I've just produced 7 hours of my own personal art that I can eventually turn around, create content for, sell the art when it's completed, and feel like I'm still giving a lot of my time and my attention to the thing that brought me into the professional career to begin with. One of the biggest issues is we start to give all of ourselves out to the client, to the industry in which we're in, and then we do not save anything for ourselves. And when this is the case, all of a sudden we just become like a party clown. We just become a producer of something for others instead of a creator for the person we were meant to become. And this, whether you're experiencing it currently or not, becomes one of the biggest anchors, one of the biggest hurdles, and one of the most depression building things you will ever experience, because when you sit down to create and you realize artist block is the worst experience in the world, you are gonna wish you woulda. So you might as well start now. So when it comes to your structure, this goes back to my red, yellow, green system that I implement. Keep your shit structured. Do not wake up and hit social media immediately. Wake up and do a few things for you. For me, it's prayer, it's writing, it's fitness, it's cold plunge. It's those things that charge my battery. Now, I know you may not be a cold plunger, but I have experienced a lot of value through it, if only the fact that I'm challenging my body and my mind to be able to go through hard things, to be able to take that energy and that experience into the rest of my day. So red is high energy. That is for you. Yellow is high workflow or high performance. This is the time that we dedicate to our workflow, to our money-making activities, to our client acquisition, to our business building, anything that could potentially build more value, scale bigger business, or generate more income, or even work with more quality clients is going to go in your yellow section. Your green is going to be earned. That is not something you just inevitably get. If you do not nail your red and your yellow, you have to sacrifice a section of your green to make sure that you got the important shit done. Green is for rest, it's for relaxation, it's for recharge, it's for family, it's for all of the things that will fill your cup. Now, a little thing that I learned about myself is my green time tends to be the most high anxiety ridden time frame in my day, solely because I'm so used to being high performance and so used to always being on the move and being extremely dialed in, that when I try to relax, my mind just races like crazy. So it's going to take some time and some attention to be able to master the art of green. But the problem is, let's think about it. If you don't have structure and anything really put into position, usually you feel like you're living your life in either green, very lackadaisically, or you're living your life in yellow, feeling like it's just high intensity, always doing busy work but never getting anywhere. So usually your mind is going to race in wish I would'ves, fear, what ifs, variables, all sorts of doubt. So when you have this schedule in place, all of your doubt will be replaced with, I know I need to be doing more work. I know I need to be doing these things, but I need to be here. I need to be in the moment. And what this teaches you is to be intentional and to be present in your time blocks. Again, going back to the timer. When you get really good at doing this, you become an absolute monster. You become so high performance, and it doesn't have to be like David Goggins high performance. This can be the coolest, most creative life that you would ever lead, and you will be able to gauge the growth of your life because now you can see where you are executing at a high level and what it is that is just not getting as much attention or getting as much momentum as the other things. So this is really going to help you see where you're falling off. We call it the SWOT analysis. It's your strengths, your weaknesses, the potential opportunities, and the potential threats. It's a lot easier to organize this when you are very diligent, deliberate, and very structured. And lastly, you're going to really want to be able to focus on your creative zone of genius, your acquisition, and ensuring the fact that your brand vision is always keeping you on track. You know, like your client acquisition is not just, I will say yes to anybody. Your client acquisition is, I have the right people coming to my door. All right. For artists, a lot of the time we feel more like door-to-door encyclopedia salesmen than we do feel like an actual brand. And why this is important is when you know your brand, you know that people are coming to your storefront to buy what it is you love to do. You're not going to deal with people who are trying to change your brand. You're not going to come to people who are trying to look for something that you just don't provide. People are going to come to you because they value you. You built the know, like, and trust factor. They love what you create, and they love the way that you carry yourself and present yourself, because as you scale in your creative business, it will get harder because the clients will become more valuable. So look at it this way. When you're worried about getting as many turn and burn clients as possible to alleviate the symptoms that you are currently struggling with when it comes to scarcity mindset, it will take more time to attract more quality clients, but the outcome will be that much more valuable for you long term. As the client gets better, the attention becomes more required. But as you give more attention to the clients who will provide you with more money to do better art, to provide them with a better experience, you are going to have a scalable business because of the brand that you had created. So your brand vision has to be clear. Look at all the brands that are reputable right now. All right. There's the easy ones. Nike, obviously. When you buy anything from Nike, you know what you're getting. You know why you're getting it. But let's go into something that's more relatable to us. Liquid Death. All right, Liquid Death came into a market that was wildly oversaturated. If you think tattooing is oversaturated, look at water. You know what I mean? They knew their brand vision, and they knew their brand voice, and they knew their mission statement so clearly that they became the leading provider of water. Tell me that's not fucking insane when you really think about it. So you need to get clear on that. Think about your personality traits. Think about your character type. Think about the way that you carry yourself. Sorry, it was fucking hard. Think about the way you want people to perceive you, and think about what it is you want them to say about you after having an experience with you. Think about the way that you show up. Think about the way that you present your art. There's so many different variables to this, and we will get into that. Just stay tuned in the next few videos. But my primary recommendation is clarity. Who do you intend on being? How do you want to be perceived? And how far do you really want to take this creative journey? Structure. how organized can you get to be able to ensure that your output is maximized but still filling your cup so that you don't feel like a cubicle worker, you feel like an absolute monster. And brand vision, how clear can you get on where you want to go? And how certain are you that this is something that you can create so that you can start showing up as the best version of you to be able to acquire the best clients for the person you currently are, to set yourself up to acquire the clients for the best version of you that you can possibly become. Now, if you have any more questions about this, because obviously this was all blanket statement, there are actionable steps that we can implement. And if this is something you're interested in knowing more about, you want to know how to be able to implement these things into your life, into your creative flow, into your business development, or even your scalability, please drop us a comment below. Shoot us a DM. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We will be in contact. This is something I'm passionate about, so I will personally be the one that reaches out to you to make sure that you're getting the information that you need. If you would like to join the Force of Focus, don't hesitate to find the link in the bio and join us. We have 4 weekly calls. I am more excited now than I think I ever have been, because long form is just, it's the way of the world. Even you as a creative, when you get so passionate about the things that you do, that you can sit down and you can talk about them in length, you have no idea how in control you can get to the scalability of your business, and most of all, the joy that you can have in the experiences of life.